And there's a story that illustrates the power of offering prostration. And that is about a butcher who lived in Shanghai in the early part of the 20th century. And 1925?
1925. Okay.
And
yes.
He was a butcher his whole life, but finally, right at the point of death, he gave rise to faith in the Buddha. And just as he was passing away, he just raised one arm, his right arm, to offer a prostration. And then he died. Oh, listen. It could have been his left arm. We're not sure. But he raised one arm to offer a prostration. And then 9 months after he passed away, then all of his family members had the same dream. He came to them in a dream and said that this butcher appeared in their dream and said that in the barn of our neighbors, there's going to be born a piglet. And this piglet is going to have human arms. So you should go, and that's going to be me. So you should go and help me. You should go and save me. And so sure enough, the next day it was true. They went to the neighbors, and the neighbors found that in their barn there had been born a pig who seemed to have arms like a human being. And they knew that that was their father. That was the butcher. And so they bought the pig. They saved the pig from being butchered himself. And they set it free. They saved it from being killed. And so it seems like that is the strength of the power of offering prostration. If that much power comes from offering a prostration just with one arm, think of how much power there is if you bring your both hands together and offer prostration, not just once, but again and again. And prostration is also connected with the accumulation of merit. And the best way to accumulate merit from the perspective of the sutras is the 7-branch prayer. And actually all of them are included in prostration. For example, the first thing you do is you give rise to devotion, veneration with your body, speech, and mind, and that's the prostration. And then when you actually offer your prostration to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, that makes them happy. And so that's the second branch, which is offering. Here it's an offering of prostration. And then when one confesses, in general, there are the 4 powers that make up the confession. And one of these is the power of reliance, the object that you rely upon when you make your confession. And so when you offer prostration to a certain object, then that is relying on them to help you purify your past negative actions and your obscurations. In that way, confession is complete within prostration. And the rejoicing in Chaktawala, and so then when you rejoice in the act of prostrating, then that's the 4th branch of rejoicing.
다 텔라 겐 텔라 때네 야와 세단 제바 투 게네 가 최유 콜로 꼬라다 지딘이 감수 유링도 쇼발라 서바 샤기 셰베 주쳐요 아래 네 유산데 최유 콜로 꼬라다 양에님도 소한테 쳐.
And then, in reliance upon these first four, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are pleased, and that brings the cause for them to turn the wheel of Dharma, which is the fifth of the 7 branches. And to remain in samsara and not pass away into nirvana. So the 5th and the 6th are present, and then finally you can dedicate all of the merit that you've accumulated with your virtue of prostrating, and that's the 7th and final branch of dedication. And then in terms of how to actually hold your hands when you prostrate, then you should join your hands together, but leave the inner part of your palm open. Don't join your hands completely together like this. Leave some space in the middle. And put your 2 thumbs inside that space. And the shape then that your hands have is that of a lotus that's not yet opened, but it's about to open. So if you want to know what these look like, then when you go out in the morning and you see the young children selling the lotus flowers that haven't opened yet, that's how you'll know. And then in terms of what it symbolizes, the fact that the center of your 2 palms together is empty is the Dharmakaya, and the shape of your palms is the Formkaya. When you bring your 2 hands together, that's the union of skillful means and wisdom. And we see so then that the whole path comes together just by joining your hands like this. And when you actually offer the prostration, then that's a sign of what has the path not having, the qualities of the path that haven't arisen, arising, and then becoming stable, and then increasing and increasing. And then when you prostrate, you join your hands to your 3 places of the first, the minsam, the place in between your eyebrows, and then your throat and your heart. And that is symbolic of being a cause of attaining the Buddha's qualities of body, speech, and mind, and of purifying your negativity and obscurations of body, speech, and mind.
차 세면 급수 안에 경주 뒤에 가서 지당 차 장차 세야도가 장차 되네야 다 장차 많이 봐 안 가서래 내가 다 꿈차 세는 꿈니 차 세야 내가 살아 도비 차 다른 데 세는 차를 못 사야 장차 저 안에 nga tantil nalo le dugo ares ta kumja samare yela nga sala pha be cha ti kingor nga be cha sdo wa
kingor
3 haza 4 3 nga kingor nga be cha mandra ta di kare dege inju san kingor nga be cha ya se ya ares ta nga da di ji dang ge namo sang ge be ji yong cha ro chö yes.
And then when you actually offer prostrations, there are different ways. Like one way is to offer a full prostration where your body spreads out. And then the other is, we call in English a half prostration, where you just touch what are called the 5 points of your body to the floor. And when you do the full prostration, then that's more connected with the mantra tradition. When you do the half prostration, then that is like you're making a 5-pointed mandala. So every time you offer prostration, you're actually making a Buddhist mandala with your body.
근데 딱 장수 차 가르치는 저도 장차 되는 저도 나 군자 되는 저도 야나 비모시나 되보면은 마 비모주 그봐 근데 라바데네 좀 또는데 마 가서에 오사를 샤가 저거 유면죠 그봐 야라마 오체 마데 딱 간다라 디주 차세야 요래 다들 저거 뒤균 차 샤베 차 몸으로서 샤고 여러분 안 가서 지게 가셔야 깨시하게도 다자 전에 개발하는 것도 비문하는 것도 아니나 마무시해도 와 근데 자 몸체에 야보래라 이베네 때 고스만 춘주도 고스만 참 몸체에 왜 춘주도 고스만했어 이 춘주 자 몸체는 tum내 야보래라 나디 참 몸체가 제네 왜 자신 아니 녀가 잡아차 근데 갈래카 들이체비나 아주 최냠내 서로지 미자바 근데 용거로 봐 근데 인도산에 직잖아 네 다다 잠시아베기 원조지도 원조디 니냠내 체베 거수 장소야 대지 차디 인지미지 몸체가 많이 마타다 마타디야 마타디 지샤나 마도 마타다 동자지 야나다 치지 야나 봄 가자디 층아 들으로 녜디 냐원 체베 거수 되세
맞아.
전에 저거 신다데 하모다 하고네
맞아. 때네 때 사배 가서 되지. 자창
말 장자세는 저거 신다 세는
칸데 유나데.
맞아.
맞아. Oh, that's. And so when you do this Ngundro practice that I have composed, then you can prostrate in any way that you like. For example, if you want to do the full prostration, you can do that. If you want to do the half prostration, you can do that. If you want to just be on your knees and again touch your head to the ground, then you can also do it that way. Because a lot of people in the West, when they have to do the 100,000 full prostrations, then that causes them lots of difficulty and they complain. And so in place of that, you don't necessarily have to do the full prostration 100,000 times. You can prostrate in any one of these ways. If you want to, in terms of setting a minimum, then 1,000 would be the minimum that you should do connected with this practice. Or you could do 5,000 or 10,000 or 50,000. You don't necessarily have to do 100,000.
되네. 야, 주대에나 야면 지주면서 지니슈 주네 지기. 지주가 메세바. 지니슈 주에냐 거수유.
So there's a 지니슈.
지주가 메세바. 지니슈 주네 지가.
맞아.
주도에나.
But if you want to do more, then you can also do more than 100,000. Like there's one tradition of doing 200,000. So that's also okay.
되네. 아이네요. 개치슈 차세야디 차 체디 그러지요. 차 체디 그러지 고요하잖아. 차 세와 텔라 때네 룽아 남줄 룽아 타니 텔라 때네 에너지 구바 쳔도 받아 되네 고숨기 쳔바 남버 다 쳔도 받아 된지지 주나 차레스 된지지 뭐좀 차 말했어 근데 이사네 차 신시 된지지 롱바지 차 쳔도이나 장만 용 제봐야 말 초사도리 그거 做 줍사
So the main thing is that when you offer the prostration, then in terms of is it a prostration or not, then what makes the difference is that you have devotion and that it's showing your devotion of body, speech, and mind. If you have that with your body, speech, and mind, then what you do is a prostration. Based on the way that it looks like what you're doing with your body. So whatever you're doing with your body, it looks like you're doing something that is offering respect with body, speech, and mind. That's what makes it a prostration.
대바 이해다 메사 차치도 하고 그랬으나 아니 별이야 차치도 참도 신앙서 줘야 근데 내용 안도 하고 신앙서 줘야 나도 이제 뭐이마 자 대바도 넘주 쳐도 주고요
신앙
very dangerous
so
very dangerous
the One Lama said that you can tell whether someone has faith or not based on the way that they prostrate. And you shouldn't prostrate necessarily like the Tibetans do. If you look at the way the Tibetans prostrate very quickly, then it's kind of frightening. Looks like they're doing something dangerous. So it's not necessarily that, but that it's demonstrating your faith.
And
that's enough for today.
恭送法王